Hi, I am Andrea, and welcome to Healing from the Inside Out. And I am with my co-host and always a great friend, CJC Boy. So we talk about healing a lot and things like that. But what we don't showcase enough is CJC Boy and her amazing talents. So I never tell her what I'm going to do. I just show up. So CJ is out there in the world helping people in a real way. I always talk about the concept of water and how important it is in your health, how it's instrumental in absorption and digestion and really bringing you back to health. Your body's 70% water, right? So CJ's out there changing the planet in her own unique way. And today I would like to dive a little into that. And she may not be ready. But life throws
Okay.
you all kinds of curves when you're not ready, and you show up and you handle it, and I know she will. So, CJC Boy, I want to hear how you're changing my planet because I love what you're out there doing in the world. And I don't think, like, people look at marketing and all this stuff, and they think you can have a really crappy piece, and if you have good marketing that it will sell. And sometimes you have an amazing piece and maybe not the best marketing, or haven't found your way to express what you're trying to do, and it doesn't get noticed in the way it should. So that's really the reason behind this show, because I see what you're doing. I'm on
All
your pages and I know the importance of it. So what are
right.
you doing, CJ?
That made me really emotional. Well, first and foremost, I just want everybody who's watching to realize that it's about coming home to who you are. I birthed Queen by Design because, and we were just talking about it a little bit ago, that everybody has their own unique piece. We're all an intricate piece of the larger puzzle. And what I want women to understand is they get to come home to themselves. They get to be who they are, real and raw and authentic, and show up for themselves without worrying about everybody else, without caring about other people's opinions or needing that outside validation. And it's really a journey of coming home to who you are and really sitting with yourself and saying, okay, who am I as a human being? Not as a label, not as an identifier of something else. For me, I always introduce myself as a wife or a mom of seven or a former cafe owner operator, when in reality, people want to know who you are as a person, as a human being, as that living, breathing thing, and why you're here on earth. And that's what my job is, to just really have those deep conversations with women and go, okay, who are you? What is it that you want to accomplish? What is your, goal that's out there 12 months from now, 20 years from now? What is that? And then help them strategize a plan in which to get them to that goal. And the beautiful part for me is I'm not out there, pushing a product. I've been there, done that. I've been, the person, saying instant results, get to, lose weight using these shakes, do the thing. And that has never worked for me. And I could never figure it out because there was all these people, killing it, selling all these products. But that always made me feel like a used car salesman, or like I was this snake oil salesperson. And I never wanted to be that person. But when I aligned with the company that I'm with now, it wasn't about pushing the product. It was about really just looking at the company as a whole and what they have to offer, and then what I can take in from that company. And it's a company with integrity, and they want to heal the planet too. And that's kind of why I'm so in love with the company, because it allows me to love myself. It allows me to be in integrity with healing the planet, because there's so many of the people out here, trying to sell you something, and it's taking away from the planet, taking away the money from other people, when in reality this company is a got a 500-year business model, and it's all about giving back to the people, to their health, to the planet, healing the planet by getting rid of the single plastic epidemic, and also, really giving people abundance. um, and the company's not about the bottom line, it's about the people. And that's what really drew me to this space, because I'm so people oriented. I want everybody to win. I always fight for the underdog. That's, I don't know.
And you're out there planting trees. So,
Yeah.
so I love them already. They're out there planting trees. So let's talk about that water a little bit because I just told you that water is a major part of health and life. Okay. So they're not reinventing the wheel. What they're doing is bringing a better quality water to people. But it's a special filter that gives you different acidities and stuff for different purposes and reasons. But it's in your home, so you can control what you're consuming in your body. Now, I've known about the company for a long time. Someone approached me 15 years ago, right? And I told you as a friend, back then I was on the balls of my ass and I wasn't paying for nothing other than the need to put the kids in college, do this, do that, right? But I saw right away why it was so intricate in what people really needed. It really is that missing piece because people are investing thousands of dollars a year in, and people say, why should I make this big investment now once? But they're spending more than
Yeah.
triple that over a 10-year period on plastics and stuff that do impact the environment and our bodies in a negative way. So as someone in health, I get, we shouldn't be eating out of plastic, microwaving in plastic. All those things are toxins. Those are our cancers, right? So I get that. But people don't understand that. And I see people jumping on the bandwagon for these other projects and products, like you had mentioned. But I don't understand what part of them doesn't say, well, people need health. This
Yeah.
is a good way to go and save my planet at the same time. So I love that you put those pieces together because it really does encompass who you are as a person
Yeah.
and how you're trying to tell people to be who they are, right?
And I think for me, it's the whole package. It's coming back to that whole thing. You can go to the grocery store and buy all those organic vegetables and fruits and try and eat healthy. And you can go and you can work out and you can do the mindset part of it and all the things. But if you don't have the water is the intricate part because, like you said, the body is 70% water and 95% of Americans are chronically dehydrated. And if they would just give themselves the proper hydration, a lot of those issues that crop up from being dehydrated would heal themselves. And I'm just not a disclaimer. I'm not saying that the water's going to heal anything, but if you give your body what it needs, proper nutrition, proper hydration, movement, the body is amazing. It can heal itself. So for me, the whole package is encompassing the whole package, and that's why I love it. And I just it's one machine. It's a simple thing. You save tens of thousands of dollars by investing this one time in this machine that you literally plug into the wall. You put it on your faucet, and then you turn your tap on, and the water goes through the metal plates, and it takes out all the crap that you're not supposed to be ingesting, and it gives you, 7 different types of pH water. I mean, I no longer have to buy oven cleaner or toothpaste or laundry soap or any of that stuff because I have a different level of water on a machine on my counter. So it literally is like having an ATM on my counter because I'm saving money at the grocery store. I'm not spending, money at, like you said, buying plastic bottles, drinking water. People don't realize, those plastic water bottles, number one, where are they getting the water from? And then smacking it in a bottle and labeling it that it's a good to drink. Or if you look at the label of the water bottles, all the crap that they put in it, water should be water. You shouldn't have to add something to water to make it taste good. And then, like I water my plants with a different type of water. It's got a degreaser. It's the 2.5 hypochloric acid. I can literally clean my cuts with that and not use peroxide or bleach or, any of the disinfecting stuff that harms our skin. And then the other part of it is, the whole package again. So we have the water ionizer machines, but we also have the Anesma, which is your shower machine. It plugs into your shower and it's like, it's got Japanese minerals going through it. It's like taking a shower in a hot spot. So if you think about it, if you're drinking really good water, why would you bathe in water that has chlorine and chemicals and all this stuff in it? So we're in the shower and the average person takes a shower for an average length of time and you're ingesting like 2 liters worth of chemicals into your body. So this eliminates all that stuff. So you're not breathing in the harsh chemicals. You're not doing harm to your body, and your skin is your largest organ. So why wouldn't you want to bathe in really good water too? And then the third part, which is the triple part of it, is the Ucon turmeric supplement, which is, anti-inflammatory, and it's the number one on the market that's bioavailable. So this is being able to absorb it. The next closest one on the market is like 43% absorbable. And the reason that that's different is because it's grown in Kangen water. It's wrapped in Kangen water, and your body recognizes that water, so it absorbs like nothing else. Because we're drinking all this water that our body doesn't recognize that's water, and then we're just urinating it out. We're not getting any benefits from it. So that's what I really love about the company, because it's the whole package, and it's state sustainability. If you know anything about the Japanese, they have a 500-year business plan, a business model that is proven. And for me, the beauty of it is I didn't realize this until like last week when I was really diving into the turmeric. I take it every single day and I get the benefits from it, but I didn't realize that the company Enagic actually took farmers who were sugarcane farmers who were suffering because it's hard to market and hard to grow sugarcane in Okinawa. They took those farmers and they gave them the ability to contract with them and grow the ukan for them, so they can actually have a crop and they have money coming in, because the farmers were losing money and they couldn't do the things. So the fact that Enagic as a company was worried about the people having sustainability and livelihood and have contracted them to be able to grow for them. That's just another level of why I fell in love with the company, because it's all about integrity. It's all about helping people. And that's, if anybody who knows who I am, that's where my heart is really helping people.
And the way it's structured is generational wealth. It's not just about sustainability to now making money for your family. It's really set up in a way that creates generational wealth, so that your children and their children will be taken care of. So I like family oriented companies, and their business model is very family oriented. So I hope you don't mind that I put you on the spot, but you don't really talk about what you do. So people see you out there calling people out, because you are that in your face kind of girl, calling people out. Like, if I could do it, you could do it too. But people don't understand the magic behind what you're doing, and how you really are trying to bring people back to yourself. And I spent a couple of days away. And that's all I did, was step back and reflect and ask myself, who am I at this point? Because I'm always changing, I'm always evolving. We all are, as people. And it really is about that coming home to self. And there's so many people in this world that are in a hurry to get to the next place. And then they get there, and one of my friends will say they're checked out, Andra. They're just checked out, and I'll laugh, but she's so right, because they're in a hurry to get to the next place, but they have no real understanding of why they want to get to that place. And then you're there, and then what? Because you didn't have a plan to why you needed to get here. So everything does need to flow, and people do need to come home to themselves, because like you said, we do have the ability. So I mean, I help people in healthcare, but I'll be the first one to say that people can heal themselves, but it's
Yeah.
because they are so far away from who they are and what we were meant to be, and they're living with all those outside stories, that they become so sick.
Yeah.
So I'm glad Enagic, I never say it correctly, Enagic, whatever, I never say it,
Enagic.
is out there doing their bit. So I know that you do market the product, but I think that a lot of people see you, and they're not really knowing or investing in the product, because they also know that you coach women in really owning their power and stuff like that. So I think they see you more in that space, and they don't understand that you're multi-dimensional, that you have more than one thing going on.
Yeah. And I think part of that is, my limiting beliefs in not in myself, but in the past, where I've, had a product that was like in your face. I mean, I spam my family, friends, everybody hated me because they're like, oh, what new thing is CJ trying to push on us? And that's why I don't really market on that side. But I think I'm flipping that switch where I'm realizing we're in a water epidemic. I mean, people need good, healthy water. And so if I have that solution, I need to be talking about it. I need to be sharing that with people. People need to understand that that's available to them. And one thing that landed when you were talking to is, people, they don't really understand where they want to go because they don't have a plan. They never really sat with themselves to ask themselves what that is. But another key part is once you get to that thing that you think you want, most people are just like, okay, check, did it, next. People don't sit with that and realize how important that goal was, how important that task was, how important that dream was, and they got it. And then they're just like, okay, what do I need to do next? And they just really need to sit and celebrate that and feel good in their skin and love themselves for achieving that thing. I have a daughter who's in PA school and she just had finals last week, and she would call me every day and go, okay, I got two wrong on that final. I aced that final and now, oh, I need to study. And I said, stop, take 10 minutes, go sit on the rooftop of your building, take a cold drink and sit up there and just bask in the glory that you studied and you aced that test and let that land. Don't move on to the next thing because then you're missing out on the beauty of you just accomplished that really hard
Yeah,
thing.
it's not easy. Um, they always send me nurses to train.
Mhm.
So I was, training her on new equipments and stuff like that. She hasn't used cough assist and chest therapy and all this stuff and trach care and things like that. I take them through the steps, and she said, wow, this is great. We didn't have enough of these clinicals in school, you know. So,
Well,
and then in the same breath, she said, well, hopefully I'll pass my boards. And I was like, oh my God. So I said, well, I said, that's what you should be here asking me, how to pass that board, because I will be happy to help you with that, because people just check out boxes. Okay, I went to school, like you said. So if you're just checking off the boxes and you're not doing the work as you go through it, then you don't really own it. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
and I never understood that. So I gave her my number, I said, listen, I can help you do this. I was in and out of there, girl. This is not because the boards is set up to really decide how safe you are, to get out there and just start, not to be, a doctor ready to practice, right? So it always asks you, puts three questions there, right? There's always two that don't belong, and sometimes if it has like four answers on it, two that can be, but if you read the question, there's only one right answer.
Right.
Right. So there's one thrown in there. Like, I remember they asked a question about a woman who was, sick and all this other stuff. And, the doctors were trying to figure out her plan of care, and then they're talking about her sister who died in that same scenario. But her sister died of something totally different. It had nothing to do with the mental issue going on with this lady or the medications that we were worried about, right? So
But
you have to read it, and they try to confuse you. That's their job, because your whole practice is based on thinking critically in a second, not to mess up, right? You have
right.
seconds to decide, right? So um I think your daughter is gonna love it. And yes, you should absolutely step back and just enjoy that, you know,
Yeah.
instead of going on to the next thing. Yeah, I get it.
She's home this week. I mean, we went and picked her up from the airport on Saturday. She's home this week. And I'm like, don't do anything. And where she used to work as EMT, and they're like, oh, pick up a shift I'm like, don't do anything. Just enjoy your downtime and revel in the fact of all the stuff that you've learned. And she's rattling off all these terms and she's doing all these things. And I'm just like, my head's going to explode because of all the stuff that you've learned in a short period of time. And she goes, this time is different though. Going to college as an undergrad, she said, I studied so that I could regurgitate for a test. This time I'm learning it and applying it, in the setting. So it's sticking with me because this is life or death for people. I have people's lives in my hands and I want to really be able to, own that. And I was just like, it's amazing how we grow, even at her age,
Yeah.
when we decide this is what I want to do, this is really important to me, this is, something that is really close to my heart. So I think
I tell you,
she's,
the first time you're on that floor and you're by yourself, the panic comes over you like no other because you are responsible for another life.
yeah,
My first day on the floor as a nurse, I was talking to myself the whole time. Keep him breathing, keep him safe, keep him breathing, keep him safe. Right. And somebody say, what did you say? Nothing. I was
keep
going through
moving
the
on.
drawer looking for accident and incident reports. And one of the other nurses said, what are you looking for? And I told her, and she said, why, you had an accident? I said, no, but if I don't know where it is, I will. So that's your thinking. But as soon as something happens, your body just kicks in and you know exactly how to respond. It's amazing
Yeah,
because you
crazy
never
good.
they pack in so much information in such a short period of time. You don't think you'll ever remember it, but you do. You absolutely do. It all comes flushing back, and you're like, when it's over, you just respond. When it's over, you're like, I did good.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So what's next for you? That's what I want to know. What's next for you? I know that you're on two shows of mine. I know that you're doing a show of your own, right? The Warrior,
Awaken the Warrior. Yep.
Awaken the
So,
Warrior.
my goal with the show Awaken the Warrior is to just have women realize that they have that moment in themselves where they're like, okay, here's where my life has been, here's what's happened. And it's like that, but line in the sand moment, or something devastating happens and they think they can't go on, and then they find that strength. I want women to share that story because there are so many other women out there who are going through similar situations and they think, I don't have what it takes, or I'm never going to make it through this. And it's not to sensationalize those women's stories, but to use them as a catalyst, a seed of hope, a ray of light to show other women that they have that deep inside themselves. They just have to dig for it and look for it, that we can make it through absolutely anything with other people's support and with that knowing in ourselves that we're worth it. So that's my goal for that. And my other goal is to really build and scale Queen by Design Collective as an empire of women coming together in a community. So we're all helping women bridge the gap between thinking they can't do something and building that generational wealth that you talked about. It's my goal for the end of this year to empower and support 147 women to change their families financially, spiritually, emotionally, physically through the power of this water.
I'm gonna love it because it's gonna make my job easier, because I'm just here to change the face of health, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I think that a lot of people have been misrepresenting my body for a really long time. And I've been working in the body so long that we are such good friends. And it kind of tapped me on the back, like, hey, can you show them what this is really about? you know? So so that's what I'm doing. And I don't care who likes it, because it is about coming home to self. I'm not out there to like draw attention to what people aren't doing. I just want people to see how easy this is, because people have been misconstruing this and saying how hard it is, and it's not hard. It's
No.
about, I did a post today, like, looking for health is like ordering a double cheeseburger and having it with a Diet Coke. There's a misrepresentation there. It's not
Yeah.
aligned. So just aligning yourself with what you want and steps to get there is half the picture, and people tend to get fuzzy with that picture. So I just want to help show them that this picture is not as bad as you think, because um they've been on these diets that don't work, and they lose a few pounds and they put them back on, and it is about keeping it, but it is also about that inner work that you and I are always talking about, and getting back to self, because if you're an emotional eater, those
Yeah.
emotions are always going to come up if you don't learn how to flip the switch and change that habit
Yeah.
with some positive emotions, or be present in that emotion. If you're angry,
Yeah.
allow yourself to be angry. Identify it. Yes, this is anger. I don't like it. I'm gotta get it, but I'm here.
Exactly.
and why? And don't give those people that make you angry power over yourself and make you go and eat over something that
That's
is not even in their control, and you're giving it to them,
exactly.
right? Um,
Yeah.
so that's what I'm doing. And you've been on this journey with me before.
Yeah.
But I love that we've been in each other's wheelhouse for a while. And I love that as women, we really do mean that we support each other and that we continue to support each other on that journey. And I love watching us grow because I see us growing. I see the first time we were on video, I found it the other day and I was
Gosh.
watching that. And I don't know who looks scared to talk, you or me. And now we're like we're totally different,
Yeah.
because we were still worried, about what people think and stuff like that. And I think that's natural. So if people out there are saying, it's hard going live or it's anything like that, it's always hard the first time. It gets easier every time. The more you say yes to yourself, the easier it gets to say yes to yourself. Just keep saying yes, because you really can do anything you want to. So, asking CJ to speak her truth today is really about telling you that you can really be anything you want to be, but you do have to own it and you do have to speak it because nobody knows what you're doing or why you're helping or who you're helping if you're not out there sharing it, right? So get out there, share your love, and we hope you're having a great day. CJ, do you want to end with anything spectacular?
I just want for everybody out there that's listening to, we make life hard. We make it hard for ourselves because we get in our head and we think, we worry about what other people are thinking or going to say or their opinion. When in reality, if you're doing what you're doing from your heart in a true service to want to help other people, and it's not just a selfish, I'm going to do this for me to, line my pocketbook or make money for myself. If you're really in it for the space of helping people and you're not laser focus on the money part, the money will come, and it gets to be simple if we choose to make it simple. And what is better than being simple? And then is just learning to love yourself. And when you learn to love yourself and continue to build that courage and say yes to yourself, like you said, over and over and over again, it's really that simple.
I love that. So we're going to leave it on that note. And thanks for joining us here on Healing from the Inside Out with CJC Boyd and Anjanette. And keep your eyes out for Awaken the Warrior. It's pretty good. Have a great day, guys.